Analysis.
How you doing, guys, and welcome to another episode of Analysis. Now on Saturday we've got the 5v5 Queensbury versus Matchroom. Now the main event was going to be Beterbiev and Bivol. Now that wasn't going to be part of the 5v5, that was going to be its own separate show on that same night, but it was the main event and the 5v5 was the undercard. But as we know, Beterbiev, he's now injured, so there's no replacement as yet for that. Well, there's no replacement for that during the first card. So now the main event is Zhang versus Deontay Wilder. This Saturday we've got 5v5 Queensbury versus Matchroom. In the featherweights we've got Ray Ford versus Nick Ball. In the middleweights we've got Hamza Shiraz versus Ammo Williams. In the light heavies we've got Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchinson. In the heavyweights we've got Daniel Dubois versus Philippe Hergovic. And Zhang versus Deontay Wilder. All good fights. You've got Nick Ball against Ray Ford. If I'm honest, I don't know that much about Ray Ford. I know Nick Ball in his last fight against Vargas, he actually, a lot of people thought he was robbed, myself included, thought he was robbed in that fight, and he was like putting on a lot of pressure, and the ref kept getting in the way, and I thought he was robbed of a decision. So he's got something to prove in this fight. They're all good fights on the card. A really good fight as well is the two unbeaten middleweights. You've got Hamza Shiraz. He's unbeaten. He's coming off his last fight against Liam Williams, a knockout. And then you've got Ammo Williams. His last fight, also coming off a knockout. And that was against Mel Mabumba Yasser, and that was a very good knockout in that fight. So the both of these fights, it's whoever wants it more, and I think Ammo has that more polished finish, but I think Shiraz probably has the harder punch. That's just my opinion. It looks like it's going to be an interesting fight. Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchins. Now on this fight, I actually think Craig Richards will stop him. He's got the experience. He's fought Bivol, Buatsi, and he's a top British fighter, and he's been given this opportunity, and he's the older guy at 33, but I still think he's going to bring in his experience, bring in his will to win, and I think he's going to take. I think he's actually going to take this fight and beat Willie Hutchins. And that's one of the easiest fights for me to predict on the card, if I'm honest. Daniel Dubois versus Philippe Hergovic. Now, up until recently, they were fighting for the IBF. Hergovic was the IBF eliminator. It was an IBF elimination title fight. But since then, Usyk has made an exemption, put in a request for an exemption, and that's been granted. So he'll be going into the fight with Tyson Fury, still undisputed. And I was watching an interview, and Hergovic didn't realise that Usyk has requested an exemption. He still thinks he's fighting for that vacant IBF, but that won't be the case because he's not going to be stripped now. Usyk will not be stripped of that title. So how will that fight go? Dubois and Hergovic. I think Dubois is showing that he's now coming out of that phase where everyone thought that he was just willing to give in and not fight on, take the easy route out if it presented itself. And Hrgovic, he had not a great fight against Zhang. So I think really, again, who's going to win this one? Don't know, if I'm honest with you. We just got to wait and see Saturday. Now, in this fight with Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder, if I'm honest with you, I don't know who's going to win this fight. I know Zhang's the favourite. They've both got the capability of knocking each other out. And I'm still unsure who actually has the harder punch. And the reason I say that is because obviously Wilder coming up, the opposition he's fought, it's not going to be hard to knock out some of them opponents that he's fought in the past. Now, Zhang, yes, he has a good punch, but his gas tank, it does seem to waver in the second half of the fight. And he's going to need that gas tank if he hasn't caught Wilder. Because the thing with Wilder, I think he catches people unaware as well because he's so fast with slamming out that right. Wilder's not a great boxer. He's not going to be taking this fight on points and then all of a sudden knock him out. He's probably going to be behind anyway, but he just usually manages to get that right hand out. Now, I know him and Malik Scott are going over things and they're both talking really good at the moment. But after the last Parker performance, we've got to see what he brings to the ring. And that's why I'm finding it hard to make a prediction for that fight, because I don't know what Wilder's form is at the moment. And Zhilei Zhang, he was doing well against Parker, put him down twice, but he didn't have that killer instinct to follow up and put him out. And it's like he was waiting for the perfect time. So this one's a hard one at the moment, and I'm not going to make a decision on that right now. Well, guys, peace. I'm out of here. Hey guys, do me a favour. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.